James wanted to buy the cheapest meal box, but when he went to pay, he was short by just 1 dime. He hadn't eaten all day. He begged the owner for a discount, but the owner refused. The owner would rather throw the meal away than sell it to him for less. James had no choice but to search through the trash. He found a half-eaten piece of bread someone had discarded, and used it to fill his stomach. The next day, while busking, he ran into his father, who was casually browsing in a luxury store. James immediately went up to greet him, but his father pretended not to see him. He didn't want to accept his failure of a son. In the end, he gave James only $20, then hurriedly left. On Christmas Day, James brought gifts for his sisters when he went home, though his father let him into the living room. His sisters were very disdainful of him.
And Mummy doesn't like you. Mummy says you're a junkie.
His father then asked him to leave. Back at his rented room, James, wanting to end his life, was interrupted by a sound in the room. He discovered it was a cat stealing his food. Instead of shooing the cat away, James shared his food with it. The next day, James searched for the cat's owner in the community, but no one claimed the cat. Although James really wanted to adopt it, his own life was still a mess, so he decided to let it go. But soon, the cat returned to him, with a new wound on its body. He immediately took the cat to a rescue center. Betty helped treat the wound, but it still needed to go to the vet for further treatment. The treatment for the cat's infection would cost $22. Although it was expensive, James spent all his savings on it. Later, James and Betty took care of the cat together. They also had it neutered. James gave the cat a name, Bob, the stray cat. Because of Bob, James and Betty grew closer. Betty asked about James' past. He only said he was chasing his dream of becoming a musician, but he didn't mention his past with drugs. Over the following days, James performed with Bob, and his income increased. His life greatly improved. But one day, James' friend Tony asked to borrow money. He gave it to him, warning him that it should only be used for food. But soon after, James found Tony unconscious on the street, with a syringe by his side. He knew Tony had started using drugs again, and despite the doctor's attempts, they couldn't save his friend. Betty learned about this. She told him her brother was also a drug addict, and she hated people like that. To be with Betty, James became more determined to stay clean. But one day, while taking his treatment medication, Betty passed by and realized James had lied to her. She cut all ties with him. Then, on the same day, his supporters clashed with those who had insulted him. James was punished and banned from busking for 6 months. His life hit rock bottom again. He almost relapsed into drugs, but thinking of Bob at home, he held back his cravings. Later, recommended by his doctor, James got a job at a newspaper. He and Bob started selling newspapers together. They became street stars. His inspiring story was even covered by the press. When his ban was lifted, he worked during the day and performed on the street at night. No matter where he was, Bob was always by his side. After fully kicking his addiction, James brought Bob home. He reconciled with his father. Eventually, James and Bob's story was turned into a novel. At the book signing event, all those who had helped him came to congratulate his transformation.